and working really hard to make that dream come true. But then, like, to have something like this seemingly come out of left field, you know, and like, you know, I heard a lot of people tell me when I started writing, and they would ask me, what are you going to do when you retire? And I'd say, well, I want to be a writer, I want to be a storyteller. And I got a lot of, yeah, that's cute, that's cute. You'll be depressed when your career is over and you'll come back to playing, you know. And I got that a lot. And so to be here right now and to have like a sense of validation is, dude, this is crazy, man. It's crazy.
You can't deny his excitement. It's good to see. Shannon, are you buying that the Oscar means more to Kobe than the titles?
I absolutely do. Because as I mentioned last week at the Icon Man Award, I had an opportunity to talk to Kobe Bryant. And a lot of what he said there, he was talking to me when he and I was talking. And I don't normally divulge conversation, but since he divulged it.
You divulge lots of conversation.
I don't like to do that.
Like every other day, you drop another conversation name. But go ahead.
But talking to Kobe, and he said that. He said, man, and I said, well, you know, do you miss it? He said, hell no. He said, as an athlete, you know this. He said, when you devote your every life, your every waking moment to being the best at something and you leave no stone unturned, you're able to walk away and feel good with what you were able to accomplish. He said, I felt I could get nothing else out of my career. That was it. He says, but now in this, he says, I'm equally, if not more motivated to do this and be great at this as I was basketball. You see, Skip, as he said, he dreamt of winning a championship in the backyard. How many times did he say 5, 4, 3, 2, walk off, game winner, NBA game 7, NBA finals? How many times did he stand in front of a mirror and read an acceptance speech about winning an Oscar? Not once. So this is the ultimate battle, because we all, listen, contrary to what people say, Jenny, we know this to be true. We all want validation. No matter what you do, you want validation. You play a particular sport, the ultimate validation you could get is going to the Hall of Fame. If you write, winning a Pulitzer Prize or a Nobel Prize is your validation. When you do this, and there are a lot of people that's done this a lot longer than Kobe Bryant, but they haven't received the ultimate validation, which is winning that statue. Skip, this is unbelievable. And it goes to show you athletes are much more than what they appear to be. He's much more than dribbling. He's much more than shooting. So for him, he didn't shut up. So now what we're starting to see, athletes, because for the longest time, we've been debunked this theory, dumb jock. So we've been debunked that. So now what we're starting to see is that we're starting to see athletes do other things. And he said it. He said, man, everybody tell me, man, Kobe, you're going to be depressed. You're going to go, and he's like, you know, he's a little more profane than what I've cleaned up on air, Skip. He said, no, that's not going to happen to me. You could see the passion and desire, and just talking to him, you know why he was successful in his sport, and you know why just talking to him why he'll be successful in this. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. A basketball player, a former basketball player, won an Oscar.
Yep.
Give me one an Oscar.
Yeah.
Top that. I know somebody who didn't win one. I know somebody who didn't win one, and I know somebody who hadn't won one yet. Yeah.
Who?
I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't call no name. This Kobe show. This Kobe segment. Kobe, you do your thing. Kobe, my dog.
I really don't know who you're talking
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
Who hasn't won an Oscar in the NBA, played NBA basketball?
Oh, Michael Jeffrey.
Yeah. And who's
the real 23?
And who's gonna win an Oscar for directing or writing or producing?
When did Michael Jordan ever set out to win an
Oscar? I'm just telling you what's gonna happen.
Oh,
now
so that means Kobe's better than Michael.
I didn't say that.
That's what you're trying to angle toward.
Dear basketball, I'm gonna write me one with dear football. I'm gonna win the Oscar.
I would like you to do that.
You know what? Knowing you're going to sit down and try it today. Dear football, I miss you dearly. Right? You know?
No, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna write what dear working with Skip Bailey. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna win.
That might win you
an Oscar winner.
Yeah. So I am not at all surprised that Kobe won this. He always had a poet's soul and an artist's heart, and he's just like LeBron. When Kobe spoke, I always listened when he was playing, because he always had something deep to say or to sort of enlighten you on. He was worth listening to.
Yes.
And again, like LeBron, when it came to race or politics or whatever, I'm listening to Kobe Bryant. So does any of that surprise me? Is he as driven to succeed after basketball as he was during? You better believe he was. And I'm a big Kobe fan, so none of this surprises me. But I look at the big picture of things, and you know, for me, I was such a fan of his as a player. Do I really think this meant more than winning championships? I'm sorry, I don't, because he was as driven a basketball player as anybody I ever covered this side of Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
But I think the expectation.
I got it. The degree of difficulty here was high.
Correct.
Even though the theme was still basketball, he's writing to his sport. So it's the transition. He was transitioning easily off what he knew into what he doesn't know, which is writing.
Right.
And yet, I think he knows it. He says he's writing novels. Will I bet against him?
Yes.
Do you think he'll become successful? I do.
I do, because he told me, Skip, he says every waking moment, he says he goes to bed thinking about writing.
Yeah.
He wakes
Good.
up thinking about writing. Sometimes he wakes up in the middle of the night and writes.
And for someone who was this driven,
Yes.
I knew the transition was going to be hard, so he was going to have to find something else to obsess over.
Yes.
And he is obviously obsessing
Yes.
over this, and now that he's had very early validation, and the biggest validation you can get in this country, right, or in the world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then now he's going to be even more driven. He's probably up right now. I think he gets on the Stairmaster or whatever he gets on, right?
Yeah.
That's what he says. He
up early.
looked great last night.
Yeah.
He looked like he could still play.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's in peak physical condition,
All right.
Skip.
So now, one big picture step back from last night. At the end of the night, I sat back, and obviously the prevailing themes of the night at the Oscars, Me Too, Time's Up, and yet Kobe Bryant has come full circle in his life from what happened, the incident at Eagle, Colorado, 15 years ago, at a time when he lost endorsements. I was fearful he was going to lose his wife and his. Did they have any family?
Yeah, they had
They had one. Yeah. So now they came full circle. That in spite of all that, he came to Me Too Time's Up night and broke through and won an Oscar with Vanessa, his wife, and his 3 daughters front and center. That's pretty impressive to me, because then his degree of difficulty even went up higher.
Yes.
And he has been able to rise above all that, right?
Yes, I think, and a part of that, Skip, is because a lot of times is that what we see from Kobe is that there were no further incidences.
Nope.
It's kind of like Ray. When Ray went through his situation, there was no further incidents
That's a
from
very
Ray
good
Lewis.
point. Yep.
And I think a lot of these guys is that what happened to Harvey Weinstein is that one is like, maybe he said, she said, but then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
serious.
20.
It was just,
and then for a lot of these guys, and I get
that's
it.
true. That's a very good
It's
point.
a very difficult position, because a lot of times this is like, okay, she said this, and there's no trial, there's due process, and I get all that.
Yep.
But this is a new era now, Skip. You have to be very, very mindful. Shannon Sharpe is very, very mindful. I do not ride the elevator with a single female. Even when females come to my room, I leave the trash can in the door so the door is cracked, because I don't want any misconception. I don't even want the mention of impropriety with Shannon Sharpe.
Smart.
Because I know what that does. I've been through that.
You've been through
when
it.
someone has said something happened when I know it didn't.
Yep.
And the look on my kid's face.
I got it.
And my grandmother at the time, she was in the nursing home, and my sister, was able to shield her from that. But that broke my heart, because I know I didn't do it, Skip. And then people that I've known for so long looked at me walking the street, and I saw how people was looking at me. Did he? Could he possibly? So I know I know how this thing works. And so I'm mindful of that. But to see Kobe come full circle, to see where he was then, if somebody would have told you in 2003 that Kobe Bryant not only would rise above this, go on to win championships, go on and have this phase of his life, you wouldn't have believed it. Because you have to write this in Hollywood. He's in Hollywood.
Well, this is a Hollywood story, because he won an Oscar on Me Too night.
Yes.
Wow.
I'd be lying to you if I said the 2003 incident has always been something that I have held on to with Kobe. It's always been in the back of my mind.
Yes.
But what he has done since, who he has become, as a person, as a father, as a husband, in the community, and this next chapter, it's really refreshing to see what he's done. And I think it's just the beginning for him.
Oh, them shoes. He gave me some shoes when he used to wear Huarache. He gave me, he played in Denver, and I went back and I got a pair of them Huaraches. I'm thinking about to go on eBay right now. You get these Huaraches from Kobe when he was number 8. He won an Oscar. They got to be worth something.
So he bought you off too, huh?
Nah, Skip. I will sell it for a nominal fee.
Shannon, you have a year before Deer Football. I would like to see you.
I'm coming out with Deer Football.
I'd like to see
or
you.
Deer Skip, or Bus Skip. I might have one Bus Skip up.
Or that one. Either way. All right. Who